We got 5 startups in the SmackDown. It's A2 Tech. Sorry, wrong day. Wrestling Sunday. Hi, welcome to A2 Tech. We meet on the 3rd Tuesday of the month to introduce to you a group of entrepreneurial technology types, a bunch of technology entrepreneurs, who will spend 5 minutes describing their technology startup, and then the next 5 minutes is key. This is the part that I'm counting on you guys. I'm counting on you. Yes, you. To ask really good questions and make these startups even better than they already are. I'm going to be interspersing between the presentations to tell you who I am, what we do, and who's all brought to you by. And that means that we get to first start right away with Andy Zimmerman. That was your cue. Where's Andy? There you are. And he's going to tell us about Cibionics. Andy is no stranger to this meetup. Andy, do you want this or this? Okay. Andy's no stranger to this meetup. He's hasn't presented here before. You've certainly been to our meetups before. And I have wonderful news for Cibionics and fans of distributed sensing. Andy's first shipment of wireless sensors is due next week. Next week, this company, Cibionics, is going to be in revenue. Very exciting news. I'm going to turn on my droid here, which is doing a countdown timer for you. We've got 5 minutes. Let's hear it for Andy Zimmerman and Cibionics.
All right, so I'm Andy Zimmerman, President and CEO of Cibionics. We're a University of Michigan spin-out from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. And before I spend my 5 minutes and 10 seconds presenting on wireless sensors, I figured I'd take a couple seconds to talk about civil engineering, because I find a lot of people don't really know what we do as civil engineers. So to kind of give a broad overview, these pictures are showing, civil engineers develop the infrastructure that society uses for, social, economic, recreational needs. And as a result, I kind of consider this to be somewhat of a glamorous field, but it's one that carries a great responsibility. And, when we as civil engineers fail in our design process or our construction processes, there are rather severe consequences, which can often lead to catastrophic loss of life. So Cibionics was actually born out of this in an attempt to kind of help shoulder this responsibility that we as civil engineers have. And the problem that we're attempting to solve is that of structural inspection. So the current state of practice in structural inspection is woefully inadequate, limited to visual inspections for the most part, that often either misinterpret or fail to identify damage. For example, the Minnesota bridge collapse of 2007, visual inspections failed to identify this bowed gusset plate, which very well might have caused the collapse of the structure. It's kind of commonly held that it did. So it's obvious that technology is needed in this area. One of the technologies that's being developed to kind of facilitate this problem is the idea that networks of sensors can be deployed on structures to assist inspectors in the detection and location of damage, as well as to reduce the inspection costs associated with rehabilitating a structure after an earthquake or some sort of catastrophic event. And these sort of systems have been deployed in practice around the world. You can see several kind of high-profile structures here that have large monitoring systems on them. The problem is that these systems are incredibly expensive. So, and that's largely due to the tethering of sensors to some sort of computer. But in recent years, we started to see wireless sensing technologies emerge, right? That basically reduces this installation cost by tens or hundreds of times. And that's kind of where Cibionics steps in. We can provide solutions that allow many, many more sensors to be deployed. Unfortunately, this actually causes another problem, which is data flow. And that's where my company actually really sits. We focus on embedded computing at the sensor. So we actually do distributed data processing as the data is being collected by the sensors. And this allows for greater scalability of our networks. We can put more sensors down. We can limit our power expenditures by reducing communications. And we eliminate data glut issues that come with storing large tracts of sensor data. The way we do this is we kind of move away from a age-old paradigm of sensing where you got a bunch of sensors sending to some sort of PC, right, that's got a ton of memory and a ton of processing power. And we move that towards a new paradigm where our wireless sensors have a little bit of processing power and a little bit of memory. But if we look at them as kind of a parallel computer, we can actually do really sophisticated data analysis in network. Now, the basis of our technology IP is this Narada wireless sensor, which was developed at the university. We've licensed it out. This sensor is really a state of the art in terms of what it's capable of. It has a very high resolution analog to digital converter and a radio that allows us to transmit up to 750 meters, which is almost unheard of for this low power type of device. We also have a unique actuation interface. Now, in addition to this, Sibionics has developed a very low power, low cost sensor, which we've designed as kind of a slave to the Narada unit. This particular sensor is capable of energy harvesting and can be deployed at reasonable costs in very large and high densities. So the way this would work, let's say we got a structure that we want to monitor. We have our Formix system, which allows us to put maybe tens or hundreds of thousands of these sensors down at a relatively low cost. Those devices transmit their data to a higher level of Narada units, which are then going to process that data in real time, feeding results to some sort of repository where those results can be cataloged or sent to somebody who needs to respond to a failure, for example.
30 seconds.
Yep. So there's a few areas where we're applying these technologies currently. First of all, we're working on an SBIR phase 1 with the Navy, basically developing a wireless home monitoring system. Secondly, we're working with Urban Search and Rescue to basically develop a wireless system for first responders that can utilize our wireless network to assist first responders in assuring building stability. And lastly, we saw Elizabeth present last week from Powerley. We're working on a smart flooring project that essentially will allow us to penetrate the smart building energy efficiency and security markets. So with that, I'll close.
Andy Zimmerman, Sibionics. Pretty cool. For a company with a lot of engineering and a lot of IP and now some revenue next week,
Yeah.
that challenge is on you now. Yes, you. To ask really good questions. So, first one right here.
I have about 1,000 questions, but anyway, I'll ask one.
Limited to one.
Okay, do you have plans to use to do any radiation hardening?
Radiation hardening plans?
We do not.
Because I have a friend who I just spoke with who works for Westinghouse in Monterey, doing predictive faults in nuclear reactor facilities.
Okay. We have talked to certain nuclear interests who definitely have interest in enhancing their sensing capability.
Can I ask 2 questions?
Oh, all right.
Okay. Another application, a friend of mine is doing a torque sensor in racing engines, and it's got wireless and it uses energy harvesting to transmit energy from a rotating shaft to the sensor. So I suppose I should get your card and stuff because I think it sounds applicable. He's already found a solution, but it sounds like yours is also applicable and maybe cheaper.
Yeah, definitely. We have a certain niche that we kind of cater to, so I'll talk to you after.
I want to ask about 1,000 more questions, but I only have 2.
Okay, let's save the next 998 until afterwards. Over here.
So 2 questions. What are you using for harvesting, and then what's the approximate battery life? That's always
Yeah, so the first sensor, I'll answer the second question first.
Okay.
First sensor, if we were basically using it full throttle, constant communication, constant sensing, about 2 days on 6 AA batteries. Now, obviously, that's not great for the field, but we typically would duty cycle that. So, that we've seen that in those sensing platforms in application for longer periods, just by only sensing for 10 minutes a day or something like that. Second one, we could duty cycle it out to 10 years. Our energy harvesting capability, basically any sort of energy harvester, we're working with Powerley to do human boring type vibration harvesting. We apply that to the Navy project as well, but it's indifferent to actual input.
Steve?
Yeah. How does the maintenancing of these compare to the maintenancing of like standard wired sensors?
Fairly similar. The benefit here actually is, in the idealized sense, we would have no maintenance. So part of our value add is that we can deploy more sensors, which if a sensor goes down, so be it. The idea is there's enough redundancy that you never have to return that sensor if the battery life extends sufficiently.
Talking to the mic.
What's,
Talking to the mic.
Can you talk a little bit about the actual sensing technology? Are you sensing vibration, sound? Do you have any conductive material that
Sure. So,
shears?
and that's a great question. And actually, our community uses wireless sensor kind of improperly. These are wireless data acquisition devices. So we're not actually making sensing transducers, but we can interface with virtually anything. Typically, we're looking at acceleration, strain, temperature, lighting, these sorts of quantities. But we can interface with any commercially available sensor, cameras, that sort of thing.
Second to last question.
What's the security like on your protocols?
Yeah, so you're talking wireless security, like over-the-air security. The radio that we use actually has security packages available. We've never implemented anything above and beyond that. So, for example, in the military applications, they would probably require a second layer of security on top of that. But the radio itself actually has embedded security protocols that we can leverage.
All right, last question is mine. Tell me, how does Civionics revenue model compare to what's already in the field for doing this kind of gauging data analysis? How do you sell Adoptus on Rooster Munchkins?
Yeah, well, we talked about the fact that we do have some wireless sensors in stock next week for sale. But our real business model, I can talk to people later, it isn't necessarily selling those sensors, which is what people are currently doing. So we're actually more of a solutions provider, and you can kind of see that by the kind of diversity in which we work, I guess, would be my answer.
It'll be interesting to see if the marketplace buys a solution provider for recorded watt sensors. Excellent answer. Thank you, Andy Zimmerman from Civionics. My name is David Bloom. I am one of the several organizers of A2 New Tech. Would the rest of you please raise your hands? Roger Rail, Doug Song, please call the room. And especially Wes. Introduce yourself, Wes.
Okay, my name is Wes.
Wes is with the Office of Tech Transfer. He's one of those few mandarins who actually turn ideas into startup companies. Very pleased to have the support of the university community. Among our sponsors, I'm not going to list them all this time, is the Zell Lurie Institute for Entrepreneurial Studies. They provided this room. This is a great room. I love this room. So thank you, ZLI. Thank you, Center for Entrepreneurship at the University of Michigan College of Engineering, who has been a staunch supporter for many years. I got a call from our rep there, Amy Klink. Amy, hi, I'm talking to you. Yes, we are on for tomorrow. I was hoping she'd be here. And then, of course, A2 Geeks, which is slouching inexorably towards the moment when they will be an actual nonprofit. A2 Geeks board members. Roger, anybody else? No? All right. Oh, over in the corner. We hope to have better representation once that group has been legitimized. All right, are we hooked up?
Trying to.
Are we rocking? Are we rolling? All right, that's what, and then we got a little bit. What was in that connection?
Yeah, so that's true. So that. How do we need to just escape to get out of it?
Boom. All right, so I don't know how to get out. Jeff Epstein has the advantage or the disadvantage, depending on your point of view, of being an actual attorney. And then he has the disadvantage or the advantage, based on your point of view, of never having practiced as an attorney. We're going to learn why when he talks about zFurl. You have 5 minutes. Good.
All right, I'm Jeff Epstein. I'm the co-founder of zFurl.com. And what we do is we enable companies to scale their businesses through custom affiliate and referral programs. It's a really brief intro. I want to come back when we're kind of a little more ready in terms of kind of pitching and looking for investment. But right now, I just want to give you guys a brief intro of what we're doing. I guess the biggest question to start off is what makes you guys special, what makes you guys different. Affiliate networks, there's a couple of big ones out there, Commission Junction, Pepperjam. They really reach millions of people, and they're for enterprise companies. We're basically custom solutions on a bootstrap budget. We're free to start. There's a free plan. There's no upfront fees. We're perfect for web apps and kind of any companies that are on monthly revenue streams. You can white label your panel in a minute. It's a great feature. You can get up and running literally in an hour, maybe even less. Just kind of paste some code in there, and you're ready to go. We just opened up our API, our documentation. You can get your own look and feel in your HTML and CSS, and kind of our kind of guts of the software. And the beauty is too is that you create custom incentives for your clients. And you know, one of the main features that we're really focusing on is utilizing kind of your customers selling your product. They use it, they're happily using it, and they can refer, you know, people much better than kind of just a mass affiliate. You know, even some potential spammers, which is one issue that we're dealing with. So you're really focusing on getting people that are happy using your product and they're kind of talking billboards. So what are we doing now? We're bootstrapped. We're in beta. We've been working on everything for about 6 months. I am kind of the non-technical side of the team. The rest of the guys are in Poland, actually. So we have some fun over Skype. We're in beta. We launched about 6 weeks ago, private beta, and now we are kind of in public beta. Anyone can sign up. We're fully functional, and we're releasing weekly, so there's new updates, new features continually coming online. We've already had 180 signups, which is great. Several of the programs are fully functional. A lot of them are still testing the you know, kind of dev environment, integrating with our API, but we've gotten great feedback so far. I'm spending a lot of time dealing with customers, finding the pain points, seeing what works, what doesn't work. You know, it's great learning from them. Obviously, they are kind of the reason why we're doing this, and they've provided a lot of good feedback. But we're also seeking partnerships, digital agencies, resellers, developers and designers, anyone who works with sites and builds sites for other people. I mean, they're obviously a great resource for us. We've also spent a lot of time developing plugins and integrating with other third-party apps. It's for anyone who's considering doing a startup and something that you can integrate, it's been a phenomenal benefit for us. Some of the integrations that we have are HighRise CRM, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, and that just being integrated from them alone and being featured on their website as an add-on, we've gotten so much targeted traffic and a ton of signups. It's been great. We're also integrated with Capsule CRM, FreshBooks, PayPal, and WordPress, and basically it just allows companies that are managing their affiliates. They basically can either export them to an email list or get their contact information in their CRM. It's pretty basic stuff, but again, it's a big benefit. I'm going to show you guys a quick demo, if I can, just what everything looks like. Unfortunately, my internet's down, so it's going to be, can't go through everything I wanted to. But this is basically, there's a company called PressEO, and I just got their permission, so that's why I use them. But on their page, they have just a tab that says affiliates, just like anyone else can put on there. And basically, this is me as an affiliate logged in through Facebook, just being able to look through and see, kind of managing my kind of any money I could make from them. So we just have like, it's pretty basic, but commissions, analytics. You know, here's my unique link that I could use to send to a friend. I could put it on my website. You can tweet it out. Here's the uploaded ads that this company, PressEO, has sent out, and some basic questions. Okay, real quickly then, I guess, using our API, here's a sample API. This is another example of what that page was, but this is obviously with the API, and we just kind of threw it on a template. But it's just a little different perspective. We have some pretty exciting partners or clients that are going to launch via API, and I was hoping to have that done, but unfortunately, maybe next time they'll be ready. So that's kind of basically it, I guess. And looking to connect with anyone, we're hopefully going to be hiring soon. We're ramping up, and find me after tonight, or call me, or find me on Twitter. I'm love to talk.
And we love hearing you talk. Thank you, Jeff Epstein, Z-Furl. Jeff, I know this entire room is wrestling me right now to ask you the first question. How do you keep these guys in kielbasa and pierogies? How do you make money?
How do we make money?
How do you make money? How do they make money?
So we make money. It's a I should have showed the pricing plan, but anyways, it's a recurring revenue stream. It's basically it's a function of a few different variables because we offer non-monetary campaigns. So we allow companies to to use points, T-shirts, anything you want to create, and use it as a reward. But it's basically a factor of the number of affiliates that you have promoting your product, and also the amount of sales and commissions that you have.
Got it.
So it's monthly revenue.
All right, who's up? Man of 1,000 questions. Not this one. Okay. In the back?
What is the benefit of choosing you over Commission Junction?
Sure. So I mean, in some respects, we offer pretty different things. I mean, at the end of the day, we're both trying to increase our sales. Commission Junction, it's going to cost probably $5 to $10 grand just to talk to them, getting online, and then they're going to charge 20 or 30 to 40% recurring commission. So they basically take every dollar you pay out, they're taking 30 cents, that's great for if you're an enterprise-sized company. I mean, that's a phenomenal way to get sales. But like I said, we're free to start. You can sign up, test out different campaigns. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. You can actually customize, referral plans, non-monetary campaigns for your clients.
Right here.
So how do you, for something like for my CRM software,
Talking to
what?
talking to
For something that's more of a complex conversion process where they might sign up, but they may or may not be a paid account, and paid accounts would pay commissions, whereas free accounts would not. Does your software support something like that, where it's more of a complex conversion process, or is it more kind of you fill out this, you purchase this, or you pay for it per conversion on a contact form?
No, sure. So yeah, so we support. I mean, we basically built this for like SaaS applications. So basically, what happens is, I can't give you this technical specifics, but when a user signs up and converts, it's basically stored not necessarily as a cookie, but stored in our software as this person is tagged as so-and-so affiliate. So as soon as they convert to a paid customer, the commission will register.
Okay, and how do you determine that you send that via API from
So
the SaaS app?
yeah, so there will be some API integration, especially for recurring payments, because it'll be you're basically your payment, your shopping cart will take the transaction, and then we'll have to be notified, so it doesn't keep recurring if the person stops paying.
And then one more question: do you issue payments also?
So PayPal's integrated through so when you log into our system, you can actually handle the payout, but we don't actually touch the money. So it's like, you use PayPal through us, basically. And we don't make anything on it, it just makes it easier for you.
John Paul, your fourth question is in the hall. Right here.
How big is the affiliate market, and how big is the segment you see yourself being?
I don't have specifics on me. The affiliate market's huge, and even we don't even see ourselves as just affiliate market. I mean, really, anyone online can use this, whether it's bloggers trying to get more people to sign up for the RSS feed. So, I mean, we're still kind of trying to figure out our niche a little bit and talking to people and seeing where we really fit in. So, like I said, next time we should have a better answer for that. But, in some respects, we really want to help people use referrals for anything online, whether it's, like I said, getting more traffic. Obviously, it's not going to be as valuable to us, probably, but it's a way that people can use us too.
So I'm a little bit confused. If I'm a company, I want to get more customers. You'll help me actually set up referrals on other sites, like you have a network of people who are going to set up referrals towards me, or how exactly does it work?
Sure. So we're not actually a network, so to speak. What we do is we enable companies to build an affiliate or referral program, and kind of we kind of see the value in using your own customers, utilizing the people that are already using your product to refer them. The best example is like Dropbox. I mean, probably most of us heard of them, but they give you space in the cloud, and if you refer people, then you get a little more space. It doesn't seem very aggressive when you're referring your friends. You're getting something that's non-monetary, even though it has value, and they've grown like wildfire, partially because of that. So that's kind of the model we're going after, more than just blasting out to millions of people on a network, because we obviously don't have that.
Let's give it up for Jeff Epstein from Detroit. Thanks for schlepping Ann Arbor.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
All right. Jess, Al, do you want to get set up? All right, I started the sponsor spiel, but this is the money shot, people.
All right, hi. I'm talking to, oh, okay, Roger wants me back up. All right, is that good? All right, good. Hi. I'd like to take a moment now to talk about the HP ProBook powered by AMD. This is a very sweet laptop at a price point that I think all of us startup entrepreneurs can appreciate. HP and AMD are getting together to help this meetup be more successful with some campaigns that you're going to actually see launching at our next meetup. But we're earning points right now for talking about the HP ProBook powered by AMD. So if that sounds really interesting to you, make a big whoop whoop noise so that we can get one of those ProBooks and give it to one of y'all. Whoop whoop! This meetup is also brought to you by GE and their Eco-Imagination Challenge. GE came in at the last minute with these really cool name tags that they want us to use. Actually, I think we'll be using GE and HP name tags at the next meetup. And yeah, that's what I mean by last minute. Like, we all got here and then they got it. But we love it that GE has taken an interest in entrepreneurial meetups across the country, including and especially the one in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor's been synonymous with entrepreneurship and innovation pretty much since it was a forest. So, well, it still is one though. So, a long time. So we're very pleased to have these two paid sponsors on top of A2 Geeks, the Center for Entrepreneurship, and ZLI. It's A2 New Tech. And next, we have the lovely and talented Jess Tomas, who is just married in Rio. Congratulations.
Thanks.
JaiPlace celebrates wellness and sustainability, ideas that came from Brazil. Tell us all about them. I'm going to be watching your clock here. You are too. You got 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Go.
Hi, I'm Jess Tomas. I'm the co-founder and CEO of JaiPlace. JaiPlace is a community marketplace that's committed to personal and planetary wellness. So a while back, I was online shopping for a pair of yoga pants, and considering the environmental impact of my purchase, I opted for a pair that was made from organic cotton. When they arrived, I looked at the label only to realize that my organic pants were made halfway across the world in some unnamed Asian nation. Were they really organic? And if so, what was the environmental impact of shipping them from so far away? Not to mention, I was given no assurances that the product I purchased was made by people who were treated fairly. I want to know that the products I buy are good for me and my family, are good for the planet, and are good for the people who make them. And I'm not alone in wanting those assurances. 50 million Americans and hundreds of millions of people worldwide make up this rapidly growing low-cost market. That's lifestyle, health, and sustainability. According to the National Marketing Institute, these conscious consumers contribute to the over $500 billion global market, and that's growing at an annual rate of 10%. The unique individuals that make up this market cut across the traditional demographic lines of age and race, income, and education level. Instead, what binds them together is their deep passion and commitment for living healthy and living sustainably. These consumers are incredibly brand loyal, and they're willing to spend up to 20% more for products that are in line with their values. The problem that many consumers in this market face is they don't know where to go for trustworthy information and authentic products. The deeper problem is that many products claiming to be socially and environmentally responsible really aren't. There are wellness products that aren't necessarily green, and green products that won't necessarily make you healthy. As a result, consumers waste precious time and energy cutting through all the noise and misinformation in this emerging market. And like me with my yoga pants, many of them end up wasting money on products they thought were authentically low cost, but found out later really weren't. JaiPlace solves this problem by offering a community platform for the exchange of ideas and information about living healthy and living sustainably. This content feeds our Amazon-style marketplace that allows low-cost businesses an opportunity to sell their products directly to low-cost consumers. Our multi-tiered marketing plan, consisting of social media, street teams, and guerrilla marketing tactics, helps us to build an ever-growing consumer base for our business affiliates. Our main revenue stream comes from the 15% commission we charge these affiliates for each product sold through our site. This rate is not only competitive across the market, but will also lead us to projected income of over $5 million by 2015. The value for our customer lies in the time, energy, and money that JivePlace saves by being a trusted source for their lifestyle needs. In July, JivePlace.com launched our beta site, which features a Grand Rapids local business directory with over 100 affiliates. We currently have over 200 products from 8 different merchants, and our member base has reached over 1,000 active members. Starting with this local Grand Rapids pilot, we plan to see what works and then take that out next year into cities like Ann Arbor and other areas regionally. But ultimately, JivePlace is a global company with a global vision that transcends all national borders. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the team, starting with myself. For the past 5 years, I've been an educator, consultant, and published author in this space. With my partner Al, we've owned 3 successful businesses within the LOHAS market. We brought on John Spencer as our technology and web programmer, and 9 other individuals to round out our team.
1 minute.
Thanks. I would like to thank you all so much for your time and for your attention. LOHAS, Lifestyles of Health and Sustainability, is not a fad. This is where we are going as a global culture. Our team clearly sees the opportunity for an authentic leader to emerge within this space, and we are absolutely committed to making JivePlace this brand. In addition to the $250,000 capital that we are seeking, we are also looking to round out our board of advisors, and we are looking for anybody who has ideas or resources that can help us get to market. So again, thank you for your time, and I encourage you to go to JivePlace.com. We are up and running. Become a member and help us join this global movement of health and sustainability. Thank you.
Woo! JivePlace! Yes, you got to be in the energy market because you got plenty.
Yeah.
All right, our second referral machine tonight. I want 1,000 questions.
What's your marketing plan to attract the critical mass of users that you're going to need to generate those commissions?
Absolutely. So here I can get into maybe a little bit more detail there. So again, the different tiers I was talking about, starting with just recognition, getting that brand awareness out there. So in addition to our web presence, we work with the street teams. In Grand Rapids, we already have monthly local events. We're working on doing lots of trade shows. We've already participated in a few to help get the name out there. Narrowing it down, it's really about giving people an experience, helping to empower people with the information. So maybe they're not active customers, but we can at least provide them some things to help improve their lifestyle. And by offering quality like that, that's how we're going to turn people into brand loyal customers. So if you'd like some more information, I'd be more than happy to talk to you more in depth afterwards about our plan.
Question about accountability. You said you started Grand Rapids, so I know when coming a lot of our tortillas, you could kind of easily go around and figure out if they are living to the standards and are good for JivePlace. But what about your yoga pants that came from overseas? If you have someone saying, "Oh, these yoga pants," I could see companies trying to put themselves on as being awesome local when they're just ripping out the tag. We got stuff from China and saying it's made in Grand Rapids. You mean it kind of looks like that?
That question represents, I think, our biggest challenge, but also one of our biggest opportunities. So, as with the products, the merchants we already have up there, JivePlace does our own due diligence looking into the business. Each business has to fill out a form that they verify the factual information of that. But in addition, it's ultimately a community-powered website and community movement. So we leave it up to our members. We offer an in-depth reviewing system on all our businesses, on all our products, on all information and all the experts on our site. And over time, those that are not living up to our standards or are caught providing false information will be booted from the site. So we leave it up to our members after doing our own due diligence and empower them to help us stay on our toes.
Wondering about competitors. Is anybody else having marketplaces in the segment here?
I'm sorry, the question?
Asking for competitive information from others who are doing what JivePlace is.
Sure, let me pull up that slide. So here are 3 of our main competitors, and just a example, some of you may be familiar with Guy. I'm a publicly traded company that boasts revenues of over $250 million each year. The main difference between us and them is that they are a manufacturer of wellness goods. We are one of the first in this space to actually offer an Etsy-like or Amazon-like open-style marketplace for truly authentic products. And then in addition to these other businesses, what really defines us is that overlap I talked about. That all products, all information on our site represent not only healthy and sustainable options, but they're all fair trade as well.
So it seems like street teams and guerrilla marketing would be more expensive than other forms of online marketing. I'm wondering why you decided, it sounds like you're an e-commerce store, but why are you starting local, is my question.
We're starting local and we're utilizing street teams and guerrilla marketing because of the passion that exists within this market. People who are committed to wellness and sustainability hold a unique passion and a unique desire to share that information with other people. So by empowering these people, giving them the information, giving them the inspiration to carry their message of well-being and sustainability to others, we believe that maybe we won't draw as many people initially, but the stickiness, that lasting factor of providing people a truly authentic experience in this marketplace will come from a more grassroots movement.
Yes, how would your revenue model and your company deal with reuse and downcycling markets?
Excuse me?
How would your company deal with the vast reuse and downcycling markets?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to just pull up our financial slides so you can look at that a little bit more in depth. I think one of the great things about this market is that even amidst so much deep recession across the board, wellness and sustainability is not being hit as hard as other industries, and we're still growing annually domestically at a rate of 10%. I believe that by, again, tapping into the power of people, by empowering people to take responsibility for their own well-being and for their own connection to others, that we'll be able to overcome some of that downside.
I was asking about the reuse and downcycling markets.
Oh, I'm
as
sorry.
opposed to original manufacturing of new goods.
Yeah, so one of the interesting things about our site, we do have one merchant out there already who is selling recycled, reused goods. So we very much see that as part of our model. Does that answer your question?
Okay, as good as it could probably be.
Okay, last question over here.
I'm just curious how, since it's like user-generated primarily, how you plan to stop like automated attacks where someone like a big corporation would pay someone to try to like automate a way to make them see more of like a ethical or attractive type of business?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, relying on our users to help keep up with up-to-date and accurate reviews, but that's a problem that we're currently looking deeper into with our tech experts. So I hope to have a better answer for that in the future.
Jess Tomas, Jack Place.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, Steve.
Can you use that?
Yes.
Awesome.
Can I use this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. All right, no, not Steve. Where's Jeff Hill?
Right here.
Yeah, don't take cuts. You're last.
Oh, I didn't know there was someone else. Awesome.
Let's go.
You got more time.
Yes. All right, can I have hands? Who was at Maker Faire? I know I saw a bunch of, oh yeah. Good overlap between ATU Tech and Maker Faire, and with good reason. I have it on very good authority. I talked to Sherry Huss last week. Maker Faire is coming back not for one, not for two. It's coming back for 3 more years because of the great response that we had to the Maker Faire that we had July 31st and August 1st. So let's everybody yell, thank you, Make Magazine.
Thank you.
Oh, they're never coming back now. Come on, let's hear it. Thank you, Make Magazine. For anointing Detroit, the third and I think final Maker Faire destination. So that's San Francisco, New York, and Detroit. Detroit being the coast of the Midwest, the Harvard of the East. Jeff, you get that set? Yeah. And there, everybody says, okay. So, has he done this already? I'll start your time then.
certified deacon has? There you go.
Is that Keynote?
Yeah.
It is.
Here, I can.
All right,
I know
come
how
on
to
up.
do this.
All right, this is why we rehearsed, right? Okay. Doug, you want to talk about something? I'm going to start there. Go for it. Doug Song, Continue Tech organizer. Organizer of organizers.
All right. Well, who knows personally for fundraising? Raise your hand. Who knows from fundraising? Raise your hand.
Higher. Come on, you're raising money. Yeah.
All right. And who actually is in an industry right now looking for deals? All right. One girl. All right. Well, don't worry about him, but after the event, we'll let's talk. So we just closed a round for my new company, Cybersecurity, which we presented, I guess, two meetings ago.
Yep.
But we've just done the whole circuit from the West Coast to the South to the East Coast to Midwest, and happy to share those with folks and then make an introduction. So afterwards, you guys who are raising want to come and chat with me for a bit. That'd be great.
All right, go to your window up here. Keep using them at 50%. Go to 15 up now.
Play.
Zoom.
Play. Just hit play.
Hit play.
Yeah, it says error.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Where's this Zoom thing?
Under view, drop down view. No, that ain't it.
Here. Steve, why don't you go and then we can have him reboot and try again.
All right.
I can talk about it. Make it fair.
They're all on one screen.
So yeah, you can't have this. Next time you take cuts, I'm going to let you take cuts. In introducing Steve Schwartz, we've seen Steve before, and we're going to see him again. This is the definition of an entrepreneur is somebody who has multiple startups. They may or may not have venture attention deficit disorder, but they certainly have no deficit of ventures. If you start one business, you're a businessman. If you start multiple businesses, you may be an entrepreneur. And Steve, I'm going to claim being one of the several godfathers of Lead Nuke. He showed me Lead Nuke when he was working on my student rental, and I said, oh man, that's a product. I think you already had that idea, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can't claim, royalties or consulting fees or anything like that. Okay? That's a beautiful Aurora. Yes! Let's give it up for serial entrepreneur Steve Schwartz and Lead Nuke.
Give me a sec. I like moving around. There's no way I'm going to be tied to that podium there. All right. Hi, I'm Steve. I have a company that sells to colleges and universities. I'm also going to keep Roger on his toes here by moving around a lot. And I also have a company that builds web applications. I do a lot of B2B sales. Now, when I first started doing B2B sales, I discovered a few things. For one, B2B sales can be a pain in the ass, big time. Real quick, how many people here spend a portion of their time doing B2B sales? Let me see a show of hands. Get some real show of hands. All right, right here. Well, real quick, 15 seconds. All right, oh, we just started your company. Okay, so you're looking for people who really want to find quality clothing that is environmentally friendly and helps the, low-cost lifestyle. All right. How long, when you find a customer, how long is your typical sales cycle? Do you know? Have you figured that out yet? All right. Well, with regular cereal, not a big deal. Regular cereal, it's long. It's 6 months to a year. It sucks. And I'm a little far behind here. That was you, by the way. I was getting some audience participation. All right. So, sales cycle, 6 months to a year. It sucks. I'm just one person. I can't spend that much time doing it. I tried some things. I tried cold calling. It sucks. I tried networking. Takes a lot of time. Referrals are awesome. Jeff can tell you that. But I sell private label software, so it doesn't work very well with those. So then I tried some other things. I tried pay-per-click advertising. I tried mass mailing lists. The problem with pay-per-click advertising is it's like fishing. You have to wait for your customers to come to you. Works for B2C, not so well for B2B. Mailing lists are great, except they have really low conversions because you're targeting demographics instead of targeting immediate need. You're just guessing that the people will need you when you contact them. So I created LeadNew. It's like part sonar and part harpoon. It does two things. It monitors people's conversations online, so it can tell you when they need you, and then it helps you target your message for that person. So you're probably wondering, how does it find these people? Well, if you've heard of Google Alerts, it's like Google Alerts but on steroids. Basically, you tell LeadNew, finding people who are having problems with their off-campus housing, or finding people who can't stand the off-campus housing at their school, so I can contact that school, or finding people who are fed up with trying to buy environmentally conscious clothing and then getting ripped off. So, basic premise is this. If your company solves a problem, there's people out there having that problem. If there's people having the problem, there's people talking about it. And if there's people talking about it, then there's people talking about it online. They're in forums, they're writing blog posts, they're writing news articles. We actually add more information to the web every 2 days now than existed in 2003. Every 2 days. The web is an ocean of sales leads. So now I'm going to get into the good stuff real quick. This is a screenshot. It's kind of washed out, but this is your dashboard in LeadNew. These are the leads it's found for you since last time you logged in. You click it, loads the article down here. Based on the article, you decide which email template you want to send them. You select it, loads your email template over here. You'll notice that the email template has these placeholders that correspond with the fields in the middle. And so all you got to do is
1 minute.
Select the key information from the article, like their company name, their name, all that sort of thing. Allows you to paste it into the field here, which then fills in your email template as you go along. Now, when you're done, you'll probably notice that you have some missing information, such as their contact email address or something like that. Integrates with Google and LinkedIn APIs to help you fill in the missing information to find those people. So I was going to do a show and tell here, but I'm running low on time. All right, well, it's also because I'm not connected to the internet, I can't do that. Okay. But in the last couple minutes, Joe, did you have any luck?
Yeah, I found two.
All right, so in the past couple minutes, Joe actually created a LeadNew account for you and found you 2 qualified sales leads that were posted on the web within the past 30 days. So you might want to follow up on those. This is LeadNew. All right, real quick review. Let's see if we can do this. I'm Steve. All right, that's Jess.
Hi, Jeff.
B2B sales sucks. It's like getting attacked by a pack of Wolverines. Cold calling, and networking don't scale. PPC is like fishing. Mailing lists are like a fishing net. LeadNew is like sonar and a harpoon. And for being a good sport, Jess, you get a LeadNew account for 6 months for free. Woo! Also, one more thing, if anyone wants to try LeadNew, come up and grab some of these cards. I mean, just for the event, you get 50% off the first 6 months.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You get it for free.
What we just saw is the value of experience.
Gets it for 6 months.
Steve has done this before. You're loud?
I'm loud.
Is she loud?
Okay. What other applications do you have other than university applications, like other industries, insurance, financial, things like that?
So this is really open. Basically, if you have a B2B company, especially if you have a longer sales cycle, it really helps. But it's really open. I use it for Rigmester Rental. I also use it for my company that builds web applications for finding people who need web applications. It can be anything you want. It finds people having those conversations that you specify. Yeah, that works. I mean, you could technically use it for B2C. It's just in B2C, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to, with the lower sales margin and the shorter sales cycle, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go out and find your customers one by one. So that's why it's really targeted toward B2B.
How are you doing searches? Are you at Boolean or Google? Or?
So So it's a combination. It's based on like the same thing Google Alerts does. So it can do just standard text pattern matching, but there's also other stuff being built into the back of it. It'll take into account like Twitter streams and public Facebook messages and that sort of thing.
Same sort of question. Do you do language parsing, or do you index these sources? Do you? How do you?
So right now it uses other services to do the crawling and that sort of thing, and it just does basic text matching. You can do things like this word or this word, or this word and this word, or synonyms to this word, but it's really basic right now. It's something I'm hoping to build out and make a little bit more robust in the future.
Interface to Sugar and or Salesforce?
Under development. Right now it integrates with CRM called Pipeline Deals because that's what I use for posting around. And yeah, the other CRMs like Salesforce are under development. Actually, Salesforce and HighRise will be the next level.
How do you get paid, and what's your rates, for example?
How does LeapMove make money?
Yeah, so it's like it's a SaaS application. So there's a monthly cost. There's a light version, which all it really does is it does the email templates, and you can. There's also a manual bookmarklet that you can use as you're browsing. You can come across articles. You can bookmark them and then use email templates. And then there's a pro account, which actually does the whole, feeds and the alerts and finding customers for you. And right now that is $45 per user per month. And then there's an enterprise version which has other features built in that help, like company collaboration and that sort of thing. And that's sort of a call for rates.
How do you differentiate between like B2C and B2B for like when you're scraping, I guess, the web? I guess how do you differentiate the two?
So that's something still under development. Right now, like I said, it does pattern and just basic text matching. The real key to that is knowing what sort of language your customers are using so that you can tell it that. At the present time, it doesn't have any sort of intelligence like that. That is something that would be awesome and that I'd love to develop in the future. And I actually have a few ideas, and I've been researching it and trying it out on the back end, but nothing that's in production yet. So right now it's a matter of knowing what kind of language your customers use, and I've actually been doing some consulting with some current users on figuring that sort of thing out. So as I develop that process and I'm able to find patterns that match across all industries, I'll start to incorporate that into the service.
Do you worry that customers take your contact will get creeped out or kind of feel like you're spying on them?
I guess that could be a worry. It's all in how you use it. Right now it's got the email templates that let you really customize everything. So the idea is that when the user gets it, it's a customized email to that user. And in my experience and in the experience of all the current users, emails are typically really well received as long as you target it to that user and you know that user enough to know that they need what you offer. None of them have really been creeped out. I think there's a general acceptance that when you post stuff on the web, people read it. So I don't think people are too worried about that yet.
As testimonial, it's the opposite of creep. It's impressive to see somebody going to this much trouble to customize an email to me. I actually read those.
Exactly.
Last question.
What does the competitive landscape look like?
So there is, obviously there's stuff like Google Alerts. It's a really archaic interface. It's something that, as far as I know, hasn't been actively developed in a very long time, like a few years. So that doesn't really count. There are services such as like Social Blaze and Social Mention and a couple others that do something similar to this, but only focus on Twitter streams and Facebook status updates and stuff like that. But all they are is alerting services. None of them help you figure out what to do with those alerts. They'll tell you, like you can tell them a word or a phrase and they tell you when people say them, and that's it. So, and in the future, I do plan on also allowing you to do like tweet templates with variables in them that you can fill in and that sort of thing, but that's about the closest thing to competitors that are out there right now.
Steve Schwartz, Steve Nuke. working on his next startup. That's his next startup after his next startup. All right.
Difficulties have been solved. Jeff Hill is ready to rock and roll. Jeff is a graduate of Startup Weekend Detroit. Startup Weekend, people. Raise them high and proud. Yeah. We've got a Startup Weekend Ann Arbor in the works. Don't think they have a date yet. And there's going to be another one in Detroit. Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
We're going to have one in Grand Rapids.
Oh, I know how to fix that.
I definitely know that.
All right, so Jeff's going to tell us about Salt Squares, which is like a cross between Grew Square and Forpon. Everybody use Grew Square? Forpon? I'm the mayor of Forpon, man. All right, it's a cross between Groupon and Foursquare. Let's give it up for Jeff here.
Thank you for your patience. The difficulties. Well, I've already been introduced. Thank you very much, David. So we will move on to the elevator pitch. Of course, there's plenty of jargon in there, but in a nutshell, we're establishing a channel that allows businesses to be their own group, square, and or Forpon, group, square, whichever way you prefer. With the recent surge in popularity in mobile, social, and geolocal spaces, Salt Squares sees an opportunity to redefine the game by focusing on the most basic aspect of B2C interaction, and that is a business-to-consumer relationship. It's hard enough just to establish that relationship, much less maintain it in a way that keeps everyone interested and involved. And just like any type of relationship, things change over time. There are many factors that can negatively impact communication to a point where they lose touch. Aside from the obvious recent changes of the down economy, businesses need to stay competitive in order to attract new customers while maintaining existing relationships. They're continually faced with high marketing costs, ineffective loyalty programs, low ROI, too many choices, too little time, and virtually every marketing channel amounts to spray and pray with the ultimate goal of achieving a very modest conversion rate. Meanwhile, consumers want and need the ability to do more with less. They want more value, they need more time, less hassle, and something simpler. These are all very hot commodities. This is obviously not a definitive list, but conventional marketing channels and incentives have been leveraged about as much as they can be. Even websites and email can only give so much insight. More recently, a new wave of marketing opportunities and consumer incentives are arriving on the scene, but the vast majority of businesses are unaware of the new options available to them. Smartphone users are checking in, making plans, talking about them, for good or bad, and businesses are not a part of these conversations or even aware of them. As a result, consumers are not receiving the recognition and rewards that businesses would give them if they only knew who their best patrons actually were. There's a gap here that, if bridged, could greatly benefit businesses and consumers alike. So how do we simplify and improve the relationship? With one simple app. Smartphone ownership is on the rise. Gartner predicts that within 2 to 3 years, the number of smartphones will surpass personal computers. There are additional implications such as reworking millions of web UIs, but that shouldn't be a concern for anyone already marketing via mobile channels. So here's how Salt Squares plans to change the game. We assume the launching was essentially a rewards app for smartphones. When consumers use our app, businesses will have complete visibility into check-ins, purchases, and referrals by using 2D barcodes as the conduit. Scanning a Salt Square doesn't merely provide more information. We use them for connecting, tracking, and sharing. Businesses using our channel can reap the benefits of many other channels, only more so, while also getting better metrics, more opportunities, and a much greater ROI. Consumers will also win because businesses now have more insight while recording less personal information. Businesses can not only respond better, but also reward their top patrons in the same manner that they attract new ones. All in one app, not scattered all over the place. And that's because Salt Squares will provide a channel that not only improves communication, visibility, service, and value, but the use of unique branded barcodes also opens up so many new
package.
Scanning is.
Oh, okay. Oh, here, Wes, I'll start.
I'm still not sure it's clear exactly what you're doing. Just talking about a lot of different things, but what is it that you are doing in a sense?
We want to put 2D barcodes in businesses, not just so people can get more information, but to actually make a connection with that business. So then, through the mobile app, businesses can be aware of check-ins, purchases, and referrals. So consumers can actually get credit for check-ins.
So consumers get credit.
I'm sorry?
So consumers will get credit for going to a store.
Yes.
So why would I just take a picture of it and then keep scanning in my own picture?
There's location building. Just like Foursquare, you have to be present.
Okay, so there's GPS out there as well.
Yes.
I'll ask the competitive question. Who else is in this field? And I know is We Rewards doing like recently launched and they're doing like micro payments to customers. How are you going to like reward individual consumers as well?
Well, that's all up to the business. I mean, we're merely establishing the connections and providing a channel that the business leverages. As far as competitors, no one yet is taking this approach. Everyone's kind of skirting around this channel, but no one's actually going straight for it.
I'm going to ask the inevitable big boom question. How do you make money?
So we're looking at a monthly cost of about $500 per location.
It's a lot.
What do you do for, have you ever considered the many people like myself that don't have a smartphone yet and how you can still use internet?
This is a new channel that's formed, so, and we're relying on Gartner, hoping that they know what they're talking about, but 2D barcodes are becoming ubiquitous. You're starting to see them everywhere, and smartphones are just doing the same thing.
What's the experience been like talking to restaurants? Have they been receptive to the idea, the price point, and stuff like that?
The only real contact we've had was at the Maker Fair. We spoke to, I probably gave near 300 short presentations. It was overwhelmingly positive. Consumers and businesses, and we were on the phone all day the following Monday and Tuesday.
Do you currently have any application for fully online businesses? I'm guessing no.
No, not for online businesses.
Okay, I'm going to ask the inevitable second question. Oh, what's your exit? Yes, we're going to run a business and live off the revenues. Are you going to sell a business? Are you going to go IPO? Are you going to license out? Give me the long term. What's where it's all going to go?
Actually, personally, I would just like to get to a place where I can follow more ideas like this. No, we're going to grow. We're going to take as far as we can.
Cool. All right, I think we're going to get out 30 seconds early. Let's give it up for Jeff Hill. I don't believe in coincidences. We have one distributed wireless mesh computing sensor network and 4 online marketing startups today. So let's give it up for Civionics. Great. I don't mean to diminish the online marketing startups by saying that good ideas have a company. Anybody who knows Bloom's Law of Ideas knows that if you have a good idea and nobody else has it, it might not be a very good idea. So if there's lots of ideas in the online marketing space, that tells me there's just lots of room for more innovation in that space. And that new innovation will take place in this room on September the 3rd Tuesday. I should always tell Doug what question I'm going to ask him before I ask him a question. The 3rd Tuesday of the month is A2 New Tech. It's in this room here. But before we adjourn, I'm going to do the thing I forgot to do last time, which is have announcements, which is what I forgot last time. Of other events of interest to the tech entrepreneurial community beginning with you.
boring month, right? Okay, the Chelsea Community Fair is next week. We've got a demo derby, tractor pull, fair cleaning contest. I like the pig judging. That's Wednesday night. Chelsea Community Fair, but chelseafair.org. Yes, we announced it the last startup that there's a song version 2.0. Pictures are up on Facebook. She's beautiful. Yeah.
We're at a bar camp in Calvin College this Friday and Saturday, so if you're able to come, it's a good time.
Calvin College, almost to Grand Rapids.
Bar camp is not like the conference, so it's a conference led by the community. So we would come. There's actually no topics or speakers, and within the first about 30 minutes, speakers and topics are created by the community, and then the rest of the event. So it's a good time.
Those of us who've been to bar camps, it's a great time. We meet a lot of interesting people and talk about stuff you wouldn't talk about otherwise. Is there a website for that?
Barcampgr.org.
Barcampgr.org.
This is my first time here, so thank you. So I'm not sure of the format. I met Doug and he said I should check this out. I just wanted to say I'm in charge of a financial news startup that's growing, and we're opening our second office. It's going to be in Ann Arbor. So if there's anyone that's interested in the stock market, news, or is a Drupal programmer, please contact me. Be hired, yes. Hopefully I will allow to advertise.
If I don't put up any rules, I guess you can do whatever you want. I didn't even say domain name, so it's good. All right, Doug and Malcolm.
So just a quick note, we are actually also hiring at SIO, so we're looking for designer developers, BD folks, as well as marketing folks, and there's also a new event coming up called WordPress Ann Arbor that Ross Johnson and some other folks have announced. If you check out WordPressAnnArbor.com, you'll find more details about it, but it's a meetup for folks about WordPress. There's also a Drupal Ann Arbor group that you can find also.
Drupal Ann Arbor, long-standing. 2 years they've been going now.
Oh, sold. Yeah. So we also sold Arbor last week after 10 years.
Woo!
Yeah. Enough.
Innovatorium above PNC. Innovatorium across from Square, right there at the corner of Southview and Eastview. There is a Chamber of Commerce reception at 5 o'clock, free booze, free food. Niagara College Chamber, show up, get beer, learn what they do.
What day? When?
Thursday, 5 o'clock. Right here. Yes.
Website again for the free beer, AnnArborChamber.org. And no, the beer's not downloaded. I wish you would all just please ask questions on one side of the room and then ask questions on the other side. I'll get back.
Hi, my name is Derek Kastner. I'm from Lansing. This is my first UTech.
Welcome.
And I work for Brighter Planet. They're based in Vermont, but we are just releasing this week our new carbon middleware service. So we call it Science as a Service, and if you're interested in measuring carbon footprints, we do it as a service.
Cool. I'd like to be revenue as it would work. I will. All right, I think we are adjourned. Thank you very much. I'll see you again the third Tuesday of September, right here. The 21st of September, right here.